LaRon, it's all you.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm LaRon, better known as Lockheed. It's my artist performing name, Christian gospel recording artist. I do a few podcasts here and there, few performances, and just glad to be here. Just glad to be here with everybody. Looking forward to this talk.
All right, so I'm Austin. I'm a missionary in training, founder and CEO of Broken Chains Productions, which is now a faith-based film and television studio.
I'm Simon. I'm basically a film editor and colorist, film color grader in based in London, England. Um, yeah, I'm kind of really intrigued by this. I'm looking forward to it.
I am Adam Brian Dada. I am an executive producer, studio owner, and defender of free speech. And they call me Dr. D-Bag. And to describe me in one word would be patient.
Okay, so guys, my first question, it's very controversial. I saw a lot of podcasts that went into this topic, but they never went in depth when it comes to it. Mental health post-COVID. How did you guys came back to yourselves, to normality? How did you guys kept the flame alive inside of you, that flame of I want to leave, I want to go outside, I want to go party, I want to do this, when that with all of that was shut down? How was that for you?
So for me, I would say around that time, I got into a little bit of a depression, actually. I had lost a couple people that I know, one of them being, part of my family to COVID. So I went and bought a muscle car and kind of just got myself in a little bit of trouble. And I ended up actually like surrendering everything to Christ after that, and which is obviously what I'm doing now, kind of going the missionary route, doing what God has called me to do instead of running from that. But it was definitely a process. I had to work really hard to get out of that depression and kind of get myself out of there, but also not surround myself around people who were negative towards, my life and my goals. So COVID was definitely a difficult time, but through it you learn and you grow, and now I'm here. So
It was not an easy time for anyone. I know that there's a lot of women that stay at home. I'm pretty sure it was not a big deal for them. But men are the breadwinners. They are always outside, always doing something, always looking forward to exercise something to feel like they're alive. And I feel a little more intrigued
Great.
with them because, you know, now they're confined in their home and they cannot go outside to do this, and that. And, I do believe as a human being, I said, I've been home for too long. I'm not feeling well myself. And I started brainstorming about all the other people that I know have suffered depression and now are confined and don't have family near them, nor can take trips or anything. Wow, that was something, and I can empathize with you on that. What about you, Lucky?
So COVID, how to readjust after COVID. Honestly, I will be completely honest. I don't think it was that hard for me, due to my lifestyle that I was already living. I was doing a whole lot of different church events, different things, and even though a lot of churches and places got shut down, I was never used to going out clubbing. I was never used to going out too much on the weekends and doing anything of that nature. So it wasn't really that hard to, readjust for me. I know COVID felt like the end of the world to some, a lot, and I even know a few people around me who thought COVID like was the rapture. Like they thought like God had came back, left the world. He just didn't take the babies or whatever, and the world just got worse. You know what I'm saying? Everything. All the dead bodies was basically the rapture, the old people, the young people. Like COVID was just that. You know what I'm saying? It was the end of days. And I just readjusted because I feel like there's a certain part in scripture where the apostle Paul, people were trying to hurt him. People were trying to kill him. They was telling him to deny his faith, forget Jesus, deny it. And they was basically threatening him like, look, we're going to put you in jail if you don't deny your faith. And he's like, to live is Christ, but to die is gain. I'm like, okay, you put me in jail, I'll be around my brothers preaching the gospel. If you kill me, I'll go to heaven and be with my father. Like, what can you take from somebody like that? Like, there's nothing. We can't take your dog from you, your cat from you, your vehicle, your horse. Like it's something that gives a certain peace with people like that, where there's nothing you could take from them earthly that even resembles or bothers them. So yeah, that keeps them in comfort. And I guess that's why I was at after COVID. I was comfortable. I was making music. I was doing whatever that I was doing normally. So, COVID really didn't bother me too heavy. But, I know it weighed on a whole lot of people. So it's understandable.
This man that was lonely, he was in college and he had a job, but he was like, home, school, work, home, work, school, a cycle. COVID arrived, he just realized he doesn't have friends. He didn't have a lover. He wasn't close to his family members, and he committed suicide. He just couldn't handle it. There is a lot of people that don't just battle with depression, but battle with a lot of unknown feelings that they have inside, and they just don't know how to break it down to solve it one by one. So I'm really happy that you found that motivation. And I do hope that you had some time to inspire others around you so that they didn't feel that way. Yeah. What about you, Simon?
COVID wasn't really that much of an adjustment for me when it went on, because to be honest with you, I live a kind of isolated lifestyle anyway. So it wasn't that much of an adjustment for me. So to a sense, I guess during it, I actually flipped the other way. I actually got out and met a lot of more people than I do now during COVID. But now, I was telling someone the other day, I think I felt more free when lockdown was going on than I do now, because I think that everyone that around me was, well, not everyone around me, but everyone was experiencing what I experience or have experienced for the past 30 years, for every single day of my life, that that I'm isolated. I don't feel a part of this country. I don't feel a part of things. I can't relate to people. I can't relate to societal things. So in a sense, I've always been isolated. So I never really adjusted into COVID, so that very minor things changed for me, to be honest. I've been mentally locked down for the past 30 years. So I never adjusted going into it, but then I never adjusted coming back out of it, to be honest. So it was just a seamless kind of thing. It was weird seeing the streets empty and everything, but I think that was about the only difference that I noticed. It seemed a lot like a movie set for me, which is what one of the things I often quoted to people when I would go out on my exercise. Because so what I went out on my bike to exercise a lot, and COVID for me was a real weird one.
Yeah, you know what? I empathize a lot with you, because I was not alone, but I did felt lonely, if that makes sense. I had my kids around, and they would come at me and say, "Mommy, I love you," and hug me. And my spouse was around, and he was around me, but there was just something. And I just realized that I was just not connecting with my family anymore. My mom is in Orlando, my dad is in Puerto Rico, everyone is just scattered, and there is no substance. I don't call them often. They don't call me often. Life is busy. I don't blame them. And to a certain extent, I just stopped and said, I need to find a way to know how to organize my feelings so that they do not consume me. If they consume me, I will go down. You control your feelings, and that may be really difficult to process, but it takes discipline. There is this actor, I read about it this morning. Next time I'm gonna start writing down notes and stuff because it's the first time anyways. But this actor that I do not expect anybody to do it like him. I actually feel that what he did was very damaging, but like I said in that video I made in TikTok, things affect people differently. That person looked at himself in the mirror and he said, "You are ugly, you are fat, and you need to study more." And to some people, that may be really, really brutal. But what did he do? He woke up every morning and said that to himself until he felt bad about it. And he went outside, started studying, started doing exercise, and he met somebody and his life started building back up. But it takes discipline. It takes determination, and it takes a goal in mind. He didn't just go to the mirror and said that stuff to himself to make himself look bad or feel bad. He did it as a motivation. So to some people, if I say, "Bro, you suck," that's motivation. "Oh, I'm gonna show you how much of a sucker I am," and they're gonna go and rise. With that being said, I'm gonna pass to Adam because Adam is kind of like that.
Yeah, I don't watch the news. I don't own a TV. I don't have internet at home. I don't own a computer or a laptop of any kind. So I kind of missed the whole COVID thing. The year of COVID, I flew 150 flights. I never stopped once. When restaurants closed, I called the owners or the chefs. I said, "Please open. I'm coming over with my friends." And we rolled in. I never stopped kissing my mom on the cheek or hugging my dad. I didn't wear masks. I didn't get vaccinated. I kind of missed the whole thing. I flew internationally in 2020, 2021, 2022. I did business, never stopped working, never stopped going to the park, never stopped playing with kids at the park. Kids meaning 20-year-olds and 15-year-olds and 25-year-olds, never
Those are
stopped
kids to you,
dating.
Adam?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I kind of missed the whole thing, but a lot of it, I don't know anyone who died, and I don't know anyone who knows anyone who died other than Austin. I'm sorry for your losses. But I don't know anyone. So it didn't exactly affect me when they came from my businesses, and they did. I'm a studio owner, multiple studios. When they came from my businesses, I said, "No, I'm not shutting down." When they told us to wear masks, I said, "No, I'm not dancing to that game." When they told me I need to get a jab, I said, "No, I'm not dancing to your game." And we were the only studio in Illinois that stayed open. They tried. They tried. I have filed lawsuits to get Freedom of Information Act request results on who told on us, and I will go after you. I will come after you. I will come after you the rest of your life. I will come after you, and I will make sure that people know you. The people who reported us for not wearing masks, I will get your name. I will come after you. I will go after you the rest of my life, and you will see what happens when your name is on my list.
Sorry
but in
to
terms
interrupt
of COVID,
real quick. Just to add to that story,
Yeah.
that's how I met Adam. I was on a group and someone made a long post bad mouthing him, and I've been in that end, and I was like, I gotta know this. I gotta see if this is true, because there is no way someone can feel so hard about this person. What did he do? I was so curious. I went to check on his profile. Always sharing advice for artists, always providing outlets for education, always trying to strive for his community of artists. And I was like, oh, obviously, that's why you're getting so much hate. Because you care.
And I mean, the thing with COVID is I do know it affected a lot of people. My role as a producer, as an executive producer, is I have to be there to open doors, even if my reputation is at stake. People call me. Maybe Lockie will call me someday. Maybe Austin, you'll call me someday. Simon, you're in the UK. I think you'll call me someday, and you'll say, "I have this production, and I need to fire somebody." And I don't want to, because if you fire somebody and in 10 years that guy rose above you, he's going to remember. So you call me. You call me, you credit me as a producer. I fly into your city. I fire the guy. And then I say, it's all me. I made the decision. Don't worry. It wasn't Austin. It wasn't Lockie. It wasn't Simon. So people do hate me. And maybe that person who criticized me rose. Maybe it was someone that I fired and they don't want to talk about it.
You want to go ahead and You want to fly in now? I got somebody for you.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
we're
the-
gonna
I'm the
save your
guy.
information.
I said, I got
I am
somebody
the
right
guy.
now.
Heavy.
And I won't even charge you for it. Just throw me an EP credit, and I'm happy to fly in, do the
All
firing,
right,
and go get sushi.
that is a deal.
Yeah.
That's a deal.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah,
know
so
what's funny? Austin a couple days ago, I'm not sure if this lands in the same topic, but it does because it affected him emotionally when it comes to his goals. He was on set and he tried to look for these two ladies for extras, and the ladies declined kindly. But then they called the police and said that two black dudes were trying to human traffic them. And the police had to detain momentarily Austin and question him. And he was like, hey, this is just my production. I'm just filming.
Hey,
this is my permit and everything.
That's why all my street productions have a small Asian woman on crew who does all of the interactions with the crowd. Small Asian woman.
I don't
It's the only group that nobody will fear.
Facts.
Woman.
Yeah, that's
By
true.
Asian, and by
so
Asian,
true.
I mean Chinese looking or Korean looking, not Indian, not not South Russian. I mean, like, obviously East Asian looking. Hire them, bring them on, do all interactions through them, and you will never have a problem.
Some good information. I'm retaining all that.
And that's the crazy part is, like, those guys, they approach, like, I don't approach anyone myself usually, like, I don't do that. So, they did it. And, next thing I know, he came over, there's a police report. I got everything I needed on there. So I ended up filing a lawsuit against that college as well. Not going to name names. So, because defamation of character.
Defamation.
And so I told him, I said, if you guys want to sleep on me, if you're going to accuse somebody, at least do some research about them and see my credentials in the industry. So at this point, it's like, I don't look to sue anybody. I don't want to have any harm towards anybody, but at the same time, I have to protect myself, my people, my company, and most importantly, the name of the Lord, because that's what we're operating under, so it was crazy. It was the craziest thing ever. And I was sad because my daughter is she's Asian, actually. She's Burmese mix.
She'd be perfect.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. She's gonna be my bodyguard too, I promise.
There you go.